Welcome back to the Stupid Humans Internet Talk Show. Shit. We are the #2 podcast on the internet today. I don't know if you know that or not, but we are, and we're here to laugh, joke, poke fun, and point out all of the stupidity that surrounds us. This little blue marble that we live on is filled with morons, and we're going to pull back the curtain and reveal the wizard of stupid. I'm Mick Ribb, and I'm your host and tour guide, and down the console from me, I got my buddy, Big Mikey P. How are you, big fella?
Konnichiwa.
How's the rash?
It gets better every week.
They say you get a little ointment for it. It'll go away in a couple of days.
That's right.
All right, so I don't know if you noticed this or not, Mikey, but I am darning some new apparel today.
You actually have a second shoe on.
I have a fucking shoe on. I do. I don't. Most of you listeners know this, but 6 weeks and 3 days ago, I had surgery for a broken ankle that I shattered. They put 3 pins in, and obviously I was on crutches. I was in a wheelchair. I had a cast. I had a splint. I had a boot. And I am walking today, and I got to tell you, the reason I'm walking is because of Hemp Perfection. Hemp Perfection tinctures helped me with the pain in the beginning. Now that I'm in rehab and doing some rehabilitative work on that ankle and stretching and walking and doing that stuff, I'm using the Hemp Perfection 1,000 milligram tincture. It's phenomenal. They've done a great job helping us out, supporting us with their goods and products, but they're also going to help you out too. And I don't know if you know this or not, but it not only does it help curb your depression, anxiety, stress, insomnia, overall arthritis. It also boosts your immune system. So if you're looking to combat the Corona-19 virus, this will boost your immune system. And because Hemp Perfection people love us and they love you, they are giving you 10% off. 10% off at buyhempperfection.com. Just use the coupon code MICRIB10. MICRIB10. You get 10% off and always free shipping. Well, Mikey, I know you noticed he's a big burly gentleman. We've got a guest in the studio, my buddy Boz Man Boz. What's happening, Scotty?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing, kid? Looking good. Mm-hmm. All right.
I like this guy already.
He's a man of few words. We're gonna have to prod him a little bit every once in a while just to get him to talk. But
I'm sure.
Keep your face up close to that microphone, fella.
Hey, how you doing?
It's like your karaoke. That's like your karaokeing.
That's right.
Not too close. All right, so we got some fun stuff coming up today. We've got our first international guest coming in. Actually, not coming in, calling in. We got Brimstone. The guy is phenomenal. He's got a 3-decade career, starting in his early days as a child actor and moving right up into today, where he's. The guy's done we need to interview him for 3 days. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah. He's calling in about a half an hour.
I liked him. I remember him.
Yeah, Brimstone.
He was in the Brady Bunch, right?
No, I don't think it was the Brady Bunch.
Oh.
It might have been.
All
I
in
don't
the Family?
know. All in the I don't know, man. We'll ask him the questions when he gets on the air.
All right. Yeah. I'm
Jesus
just trying to jog
Christ.
my memory.
So, and we've modified a couple of our games. You prick you. He's giggling down at the other end of the fucking console. We are saving up our pennies so that we can go live on video for you guys. We're saving up for our cameras. And if you want to support that, you go to stupidhumansthepodcast.com. You can buy all our cool T-shirts and swag please be stupid shirts. And I'm with Stoopid, and it's STOOPID, stupidhumansthepodcast.com. So anyway, with that said, we got a couple of things that we're going to modify today. I wanted to revisit that story I told last week on the air with a buddy of ours. Boz and I have a buddy who we told the story about him running over a dog in the lawnmower.
Yes.
Well, that Clark County correspondent reporter is Boz, and he's got some good details of what this fucking cat's been up to these days.
Is that like the headline would be pureed puppy?
Pureed puppy or pureed puppy.
The propeller puppy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd like to propel that joke right out the fucking window.
You know what you should use right now?
A car crash, but
you should.
Yeah, I should. Let's see.
There we go.
It's not playing through the console though. All right, you piece of shit. It's not going to work. I'm not going to. I cannot fuck with this now.
I'm going to drift around every corner.
Yeah, you sure are. So, Boz, tell me, man, what have you been up to, kid?
Well, just doing my thing, just like you're doing your thing.
You surviving the coronavirus zombie apocalypse?
Is that what that is out there? I don't get it, man. I mean, I walk into a store. I don't worry about 6 feet. I just smile at everybody, and then they run away.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you got a face for radio. I mean, I'd run away too.
It works for me.
Good old fucking Boz.
That's right. Natural
He's the
defense.
yeah, that's right. He's a fucking funny dude.
That's right.
So you haven't done anything differently, huh?
Nah, man, I'm still doing my thing.
Well, you're kind of a
making it-
homebody anyway. You don't do
Yeah,
anything.
I
You're
mean-
fucking sitting there.
Yeah, this hasn't even really changed my lifestyle hardly at
No,
all. Nah.
go to work, go home, cook a
yeah.
little dinner, drink too much.
Yeah, as long as they kept the liquor stores essential, I was good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I like how that worked out.
I know. What the fuck?
They're like, yeah, we can close everything. We close the liquor stores. We're in trouble.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
The masses need to be sedated somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to keep them out of the, keep them out of the crowded areas.
Well, we might be able to survive the coronavirus, but we can't survive a bunch of freaking alcoholics who cannot have their booze. Man.
alcohol withdrawal is the worst. It's actually the only thing a drug that you can die from the withdrawals. Do you know that? Yeah, you can
BTs,
withdraw
man.
from heroin, you can withdraw from cocaine, and
Right.
all the other drugs that are out there. But you withdraw from alcohol, and you can die.
Yeah, I kind of felt like that this morning. I dipped into the bourbon a bit too much last night.
Attaboy. Is that why you were late again?
Yeah.
You
Well,
fucking
that
guy.
and it's genetic. My interclock's off by 10 minutes.
All right.
It's
well,
not because I'm fucking off. It's just I'm just, I got a squirrel. You know, I just have a short
Look at
attention
the shiny
span.
object. You're like a fucking goldfish.
That's it. Plus, yeah. I'm a little groggy.
So, Boz is in the profession of what you've been doing since you have been in the lockdown of coronavirus zombie apocalypse. He is a contractor, so he's. Mike has been busy working on home improvement projects, painting, and he rebuilt his fireplace and putting in some new carpet and all kinds of fun stuff, right, bud?
Oh yeah, man. I got the teenagers working hard, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean.
They put in a solid 30 minutes every day.
Typical teenagers.
God bless them.
Dad, I'm tired.
As my grandfather would say, they're about as handy as tits on a boar hog.
Oh, I'm trying so bad. God damn you. Fucking thing.
But I love them, though.
So good.
They're strong as an ox, too, both of them.
Yeah.
Now they can lift up the other side of shit, so that's great.
The other side of shit?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're not the only one carrying it.
Exactly. Like, you got it, Dad? Yeah, I got it, fellas.
Unbelievable.
I'm looking forward to getting to the place where they're like, Dad shouldn't do that. We got to do that for him. That hasn't quite happened
Oh,
yet.
yeah. You got another 25 years,
It's
probably.
going to be a long time. Yeah. I'll have a walker. Like, you think you need a hand with that, Dad? Oh, fuck. Does it look like it? Yeah. Don't mind me.
So you see Boz came well armed. He said, I'm lubing this fucking pump.
Yeah.
I'm priming it for sure. He's got his
That's all right.
fucking half-gallon of Woodbridge white wine down there.
That'll get you through the first half hour.
Yeah. What are you going to do after that?
I hear you.
Is that the Chardonnay? Is that the Chardonnay?
No, that's Riesling. Fruity like me, you know?
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yummy. Easily.
Yeah. Hey, Woodbridge is one of our sponsors. Not really.
Here's to you, Woodbridge.
They don't have any sponsors right now. They're selling so much of that shit.
Yeah, they don't care.
Oh, yeah. It's good. There he goes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fill it up. His little solo cup.
You know what I was drinking last night?
You said bourbon.
Some Basil Hayden.
What the hell is Basil Hayden?
That's a damn fine bourbon. I learned.
Yeah. Is it oaky? Is it smoky? Is it
Yeah.
fruity? What the fuck is it?
It's not fruity.
Obviously, it's bourbon.
No, it's not fruity.
No, it's you have either oaky, you have smoky, or you have gasoline.
Yeah, it wasn't gas. Yeah, no, not gasoline. I liked it though. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? Is this something you partook at home, or you were out last night?
We may have stopped over a friend's house.
Oh, were you
A birthday gathering. A very
Okay.
small,
less than 10
gathering.
people?
less than 10 people.
And you adhered to social distancing the entire time you were there?
Pretty much, except when we're eating the ribs.
Oh, yeah, there was no fucking contamination there. Fucking cavemen with their bare hands ripping those ribs apart.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, we're all going to get sick and fucking die anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, it's coming for everybody.
That's right,
It's
that's
circling the fucking house.
So, how did the candles get burned out? Did you like blow them out through a garden hose or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
right. Yeah, right, because you got...
We all got out of the room.
Well, yeah, but you all ate the cake afterwards. There was spittle from the...
Yeah, we're
No, no.
fucked.
Bring in the dummy cake.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, we're not professional fucking,
know.
germaphobes. If
Yeah.
I was a professional germaphobe, I would have this thing wired.
Oh, yeah.
They've lived for this day.
You know,
They
not
lived
to
for that.
mention cutting the cake. I mean, what'd you use for that? Like a hoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Your hands are within 6 feet. So
Yeah, we
Oh.
picked her up on Lyle Lab.
Yeah,
Hey, get your ass over here. We need
got
a cake cut.
you gotta have to step up a little bit and come over to Monroe Avenue and get you a hoe. They're a little higher.
A little
fucking
higher
class.
end.
Yeah.
Do you get a garbage plate coupon with one?
That's right. That's right. So, what do you think of our studio there, Boz? We're broadcasting live and high above the clouds, the Liquid Cloud Lounge at 701 Monroe Avenue. We are essential, so we are open.
Well,
you can get your vape juice here. You can get your CBD products.
I am impressed, man.
Yeah?
This is really, I mean, you held nothing back with this, man. I love it.
It's pretty
amazing.
cool, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Wait till we go to video.
I don't think I want to leave.
You need security anyways,
That's
right?
And we got some comfortable cushions, man. You can
Laurel,
fucking
hey,
camp
hold-
right out.
Jorge, can you warm my truck up?
It's Josh. His fucking tooth. He's not Jorge. He does look like a
you
Jorge.
change a couple letters, but you know.
Spin it around. Fucking kid is bored out of his
details.
mind. Somebody come and visit this kid and buy something because he is bored out of his mind. He is sitting downstairs at the Liquid Cloud Lounge and he's talking to himself, watching Netflix. Speaking of which, did you see the fucking? Have you seen that stupid Tiger King yet?
I am on. We finished episode 3.
Oh my God! It's
Dude,
like a fucking train wreck.
It's. I've never seen a collection of more stupid humans. It's stupid human come to life.
Yeah, it's real life.
It's
Stupid
fucking
humans.
incredible. I love it and I hate it.
Yeah, it's. I'm not gonna put. We're not gonna put any spoilers out there for you listeners who haven't seen it. I think it's like the #1 thing being watched on Netflix right now.
Oh yeah.
But it is absolutely bizarre. It is weird. It's crackheads meet SpongeBob.
Oh,
and
it's
with
fucking,
tigers.
Yeah, it's Sodom and Gomorrah and tigers and rednecks and it's just and gold diggers and Jesus. It's a collection of humans like you've never seen before.
It gets so much better. Have you seen it, Boz?
I haven't watched 1 minute of it, man. And
yeah.
you know what? And everybody telling me, oh, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. And
It's
you know
like
what?
watching a dumpster fire.
It's
It's really. It's like how.
It's not great
stupid.
TV, but it's a hell of a good. It's like reading. It's like a dime store novel, like an old comic book, just one of those things. There's not much to it.
Look out.
There you go.
Joke's over.
Ouch.
Yeah, I gotcha. I fucking gotcha.
You did. You had to cue it up 5 minutes ago. You knew I'd be on target.
I was like waiting for you. I was waiting for you for sure. And it doesn't take long because Mike is famous for running on along with some of that stuff.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
and this is usually the soundbite he gets.
You know what, though? It makes me feel good. I told you that reminds me of my grandfather. God bless his snoring soul.
So it is so bad. This Tiger King it's so bad. But you know what? There's two things that happen. One, at the end of it, you're like, I want that 7 hours back, and two, I think I'm slightly more stupid. And it's snoring on me now.
I love it.
Shut up. But you walk away and you can say to yourself, man, I feel good about who I am. You really do, because you're like, I did not.
Yeah.
I mean, there's decisions you make in your life where you could go down a fucking rabbit hole like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? It's just people you meet that could suck you in, because that's what that guy was. He was a fucking, he was.
That's what everybody is. In
Well,
that
yeah, I
show.
mean-
they're all cult of personalities.
Oh,
and,
absolutely, yeah.
And money coming out of their ears, and then not, and then they are, and Jesus, what a fucking
Look at the
show.
blonde with the fucking ski mask on out there. Wow, we're looking at our studios here, high above the clouds at the Monroe Avenue in Oxford, and we have a lovely creature passing our visual right now. Line of sight, beautiful long blonde hair. We don't know what her face looks like because
That's right.
she's covered.
It is the best time
Sure, it's
to
not-
be a butterface.
Yeah, oh my God! Yeah, it's like because by the time you could let your personality shine, and
That's
then.
right.
By the time that the coronavirus wears off, you take the mask off and say, and it's like
She's
it's like
got
Popeye
one-
and Bluto fighting over that girl with the fucked up teeth.
Yeah, she got.
You laugh, but there'll be a day, and you'll be like, hey, please, for the love of God, put it back on.
That's right. I don't think they ended that mask thing. You might want to slip that bad boy back
Oh
on.
my God! Yeah.
And actually, I think that hair was so long, that could have been Cousin It walking backwards.
It could have been. It could have been. But it was pretty blonde hair. That's all I go
Fuck
for.
it. We haven't
Pretty
seen a
blonde
lot.
hair. I
You're
know,
not
it's-
getting out much anymore.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Well,
Absolutely.
now we know who hoarded all the hair products.
That's right. Her hair looked amazing.
Yeah, and it was long enough to use as toilet paper, so she's fucking.
That always reminds me of that
at
horrible
this.
bear joke.
Hey, look at there goes
That's
Joe
right.
Biden
That's
trying
my
to get a
favorite
sniff.
fucking joke.
Tell the joke.
The favorite joke Bear and a rabbit are shitting in the woods.
Yeah.
Bear looks down at the rabbit and says, "Shit stick to your fur?" The rabbit says, "No." So the bear picks him up, wipes his ass with him. Buddy Hackett. Buddy Hackett.
Buddy.
Love that.
Yeah, I
freaking
love
joke.
Buddy Hackett. Buddy Hackett.
Yeah,
He's a
they were
funny
the
guy.
best. Back in them days, they were the best.
Yeah, yeah, because they were so clever with their visuals. You know what I mean? Just the joke he tells about the doctor that sews his hand on, and he goes, I know I'm going to butcher this joke, but I'm going to try. Guy goes into the doctor's office and he cut his hand off.
Right.
Doctor says, "Oh, it's going to cost you $25,000 to sew your hand back on." He goes, $25,000? I don't have $25,000. He says, "You do a payment plan?" "No." "Yeah, you don't have the money? I'm going to put it back on." So he goes to this other guy and the other doctor, and he says, "Hey, doc, can you put my hand in?" He goes, "Oh, my God." He goes, "How much is it going to cost me?" He says, "Oh, don't worry about money right now. Let's get the hand back on. It's more important." He goes, "Oh, my God, doc, you're a beautiful man. I love you so much." So he goes back to the first doctor and goes, "Hey, I got it done for $500, you prick." And you can't see it because the visual is him watching his hand fly off because the cheap doctor sewed it on fucking wrong. Anyway, I'll give myself the car crash. Fucking piece of shit. Fucking piece of shit. Oh, I got to get a new soundboard. Anyway, so usually at this time in the show we do a segment called 7 Stupid Questions, but I actually came up with an idea. We're going to modify the 7 stupid questions. So out in front of you boys, there's 7 cards, and on those 7 cards are 7 statements or names, or you flip them over, Boz. So we're going to play a little 7 stupid cards against humanity. So I've got the answer cards. You guys have the you guys have the answer cards. I have the question cards. So I'm going to read a question, and it's you against Mike against Boz.
Okay.
You guys are going to go after each other, and a head-to-head, Cards Against Humanity, absurd. All right,
great.
Are we ready?
I love being in competitions I don't understand.
I'm not very much of a card player. So
Yeah.
All right, so you can pick any. Okay, I'm going to read you from this card, right? I'm going to read it to you, and then you guys are going to fill in the blank with one of the cards that you have.
All
Okay,
right.
so you know how it's played.
Yep.
It can be random. You can select what out of the 7 cards you have. So you
Okay.
ready?
Yep.
Okay. Save the best one for last, or save the best one because
Right.
All right.
You can only use it once.
You can only use it once. And I have 7 answer cards or question cards. You have 7 answer cards.
All
So
right.
here we go with our first edition of 7 stupid questions.
All right.
Cards Against Humanity absurd edition. Okay. I so drunk I blank. I so drunk I blank. Do 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 do. I so drunk I blank. Boz, I so drunk I
don't really have one that fits into this, so I'm just going to have to say
it might be funny, so just fill it in. I so drunk I
fingering each other's buttholes.
It's pretty fucking good.
Wait a minute. Is that on the card?
I so drunk I Mikey.
Dating a Republican.
You do that though.
I know.
Anyway, I so drunk I'm gonna give that one to
Right.
Boz. Go ahead. I so drunk I read it again.
Fingering each other's buttholes.
Fingering each other's buttholes. So it wasn't even grammatically sound.
No, not at all.
I so drunk, and not I'm. I so drunk. So anyway,
But
so
why- but why
it
is-
works.
But why is the card now stuck to the end of my finger? Wow, I got radio silence on
Okay.
these guys.
Fuck 'em. Yeah, man.
Houston.
Well, I was looking for another card. That was Mike's time to fill in. All right. So the second question: say it loud. I'm blank, and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm blank, and I'm proud. Go ahead, Boz. You love it. Get your face on the microphone.
I'm Melania Trump.
Wait. Say it loud. I'm Melania Trump,
Say it loud. I am Melania Trump.
Oh.
and I'm proud.
So proud. So proud.
Mikey, what do you got for us, buddy?
Say it once, and I'm a racist boomerang that only comes back if you're white, and I'm proud.
Wait,
Definitely goes this
start
way.
over. Okay. So say it loud. I'm
A racist boomerang that only comes back if you're white.
and I'm
And I'm
proud. Okay, these
It's
were
great.
not pre-assigned.
I'm going
want
to be
you to know.
doxxed.
Oh yeah,
I'm not
going
going to be allowed to exist on the internet anymore.
Yeah, you're fine. Okay, that's 1-1. That's 1-1. I
That's a good
have
one.
solved politics. My solution is blank. My solution is blank. Do, 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 do. Rum, ba-dum, boom, 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 boom.
Ding.
Pause. I have solved politics. My solution is
Outdated gender norms.
all right. Mikey, how are you? I have solved politics. My solution is
Murdering our parents.
profound.
Yikes. I would say that's against humanity.
Yeah, I mean, that's really profound if you think about it, you know. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Social distancing at home.
Yes, that's Soylent Green variation.
All right, let's
Yes.
go.
Logan's Run.
I think we're on question number 4. Oh, I got to make a decision on that one. Killer parents or Melania Trump? No, killer parents or what's the outdated gender norms? I have solved politics. I have solved politics. My solution is outdated gender norms. Or I have solved politics. My solution is kill our parents.
It's like a Star Trek episode.
I'm going to leave that one aside. That might be the tiebreaker. So we'll wait. We'll wait. All right, we're going to go with 4. So it's 1-1 with one in the queue. I got rub-a-dub-dub blank in a tub. And Mike likes his answer. Rub-a-dub-dub. It's supposed to be 3 men in a tub, which
Right.
is kind of queer because we're all here on the tub. It's only gave you pushback. All right, rub-a-dub-dub blank in a tub. Come on, big fella.
The King of Jews.
The King of Jews in a rub-a-dub-dub. The King of Jews.
If you're gonna rub a dub dub, you might as well aim high.
That's right.
Yep. All right.
All
Mikey,
right.
what do you got there, fella? Rub-a-dub-dub
My daughter fucking my boyfriend.
in a tub. All right, it's 2-1, Mike.
That bitch.
It's 2-1, Mike.
But that's just wrong.
That's just wrong. I wasn't even invited. I'm just a spectator.
All right.
Hee-haw.
All right, here we go. Question number 5. For hunting in the king's forest, I hereby sentence you to death by blank. Do we not like our cards? All right.
You did pick them random. I watched you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I just
yeah.
pulled them out of there. I was looking for one-word answers,
All right.
not like long fucking stories because they do that too. Anyway, I wasn't reading them. This is all randomized.
All right.
For hunting in the king's forest, I hereby sentence you to death by...
Hard-hitting investigative journalism.
It sounds like it's 2-2. What do you got there, fella?
Holy God.
I sentence you to death by...
A bear.
Yeah. I'm going to give that one to Boz.
That
All right.
That sounds like a slow, painful death, too, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you're going to be, holy God.
All right, here we go. Question number 6. I hate this job. I hate this place. Most of all, I hate blank. I quit.
This kid I found.
I hate this job. I hate this place. Most of all, I hate this kid I found. I quit.
That's right.
All right, Boz, what do you got?
Fucking sense.
What was the question?
I hate this job. I hate this place. Most of all, I hate
An ass like a bag of pool balls.
ass like a bag of pool balls. What in the fuck? But I gotta give it to him.
Yeah, I
I
like
gotta
it.
give it to him.
That
So,
sounds like a motherfucker.
all right, listen. I told you I got that last question. I want you guys to hold this. We're gonna do it real quick. Okay, it's the last one, so you don't have a choice. Give me 10 good men in 48 hours. I'll give you blank. What's your answer?
My buddy Jeff.
My buddy Jeff, which is Clark County. Go ahead.
All types of girls.
All types of.
Even ugly ones.
Oh, that's just mean. Oh, Mike, come on.
Had to go politically correct on that one.
Yeah.
For the win.
All right, so listen, I told you that I had a very, very special guest calling in today. He is an amazing man. Our guest has a storied 3-year career that has spanned 3 decades. He started at Romper Room, ended up at the wrestling mat. He's a philanthropist. He's a comic book creator. He's a foodie. He's the host of an internationally renowned podcast, Grindhouse Radio. Please welcome to the Stupid Humans Internet Talk Show, ladies and gentlemen, Brimstone. How the hell are you, fella?
What's going on, brother?
Holy shit, you're
I
loud.
can't believe I'm here. Does this make me an official stupid human?
You know what? Yes, it does. And we're going to send you out some great swag, T-shirts, and stickers. You can wear your stupid human gear proudly, my friend.
Nice.
That's right.
Nice.
How are you, my friend? I got Big Mikey P and my buddy Boz in the studio today.
Very cool.
They decided to go ahead and go ahead and take a risk against the coronavirus and go out into public.
Okay.
So you're down in Long Island. You guys are getting hammered worse than we are, but
yeah. We're pretty much in the epicenter. It's between us and Manhattan, because a lot of people that live on Long Island go and work in Manhattan. So then they come back and they bring it all back here with them. So
thanks for that.
Yeah.
That was really nice of them.
That's a tough place.
Yeah,
I've been advising some of my LI LI friends how to, they're inquiring about how do you fire a gun, Mike? And I'm like, Jesus, what the hell's going on down there, man? What do you think's the best type of shotgun? Like,
well, yeah, it's pretty crazy because
like,
everybody
holy
is
shit.
everybody is out trying to get like guns and ammo, and none of the stores are open. There's one store left that I
Where'd you go, buddy? I don't know. I think we fired him. That's the sad part. Where did he go?
I don't know. But I heard a gunshot, and that was the end of him.
He's just
He didn't
gone.
get shot, I hope.
Holy God.
Where did he go?
Did you?
I'm not sure what happened.
My buddy Jeff.
No. He'll call back.
I'm a Republican. I don't know.
Well, that was bizarre.
That was really
Yeah, that had
odd.
absolutely nothing to do with the gunshot.
Duck.
Hey, where are you, fella?
I'm here.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. We're in the studio, so
Yeah.
it should have stayed live.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
We
But
had-
anyway, you were saying they were looking for
Yeah.
guns?
Yeah, no, so I was out looking, I was waiting, and I wasn't going to go out and do anything else because I have some guns in the house already. And but things are getting so crazy out there, as ridiculous as it sounds, that I even was like, all right, well, maybe I should go and look into picking up a couple extra just in case. It's not because I can't protect myself, but you've got people out there that have no idea how to use a weapon,
Yeah.
picking up shotguns. I mean, they emptied these stores out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
ludicrous.
Now there's the scary part. When you got soccer mom that decides to go get a 12 gauge with some buckshot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And she's
Not-
never
not
fired a
good.
gun in
And-
her life.
Ends up shooting
There's
herself
a-
in the face.
Yes.
There's a what do you call it? The one of the Walmarts that's close by. I've become friendly with one of the store managers there because we did we've done a bunch of different donations and so forth with each other, and they he's been doing the best he can to kind of keep everything going. He has people dropping off every single day that work for him that that they can't come in anymore, and they're putting themselves on the line, and for everybody else, and there are so many people that are just, they're so ungrateful and they're disgusting. This woman the other day, I found out, went in, and because he limited the purchases of Lysol, nonetheless, of Lysol. You know what I mean? So he told her, sorry, you can only buy one, you can't buy three. And she started screaming at him, making a scene, calling him a racist, and then proceeded to call somebody on the phone and tell them to come there and shoot him in the face.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Holy.
And this is what you're dealing with. So yeah,
That's a slight overreaction.
You know,
Yeah.
the only
Yeah.
thing that's good about that is that you're keeping our show and material with stupid people forever.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so we point out the stupidity that surrounds us, and it's basically a laugh at ourselves and make fun of other people kind of talk show. We bring in different guests, and we're so glad to have you, Brimstone. I mean, you're amazing. I mean, I'm just reading through your bio on IMDb, and you have been. I mean, we need to interview you for 3 days straight to outline your career. So, I mean, give us the bright
thank
spot.
you.
Give us a couple of the bright spots, man.
Well, I've been on Stupid Humans. That's
yeah,
amazing.
Thank you. Yes.
Perfect.
And
man,
and say hello to Upper Michigan. We actually have our show being broadcast right. It won't be right now, but it'll be Friday night to 200,000 people in the Upper Michigan area, just west of Grand Rapids, from 94.1 Lizard Radio, live from the Lucky Lizard Lounge with max volume. So say hi to your fans out there. All
What's
right.
going on, Michigan? It's been a while. It's been at least 2 years.
What's that?
Yeah. Michigan's great. I love Michigan.
Yeah,
I love Michigan.
Yeah,
what do you
so-
call it?
Yeah, we were real lucky to find this guy, and he actually found us and said, "Man, we love your show, so we're going to put you on the air out here." So, and he's been doing it about 7 years, and the FAA or FCC or whatever that regulatory body that we don't have to adhere to, goes ahead and lets him do his thing because he doesn't interfere with anybody's stuff. But but you've got your bright spot right now is your show, correct? Your the Grindhouse Radio.
Yeah, I mean, I do the Grindhouse Radio. We're on, iHeart and over 25 other networks syndicated. What do you call it? We're doing 2 hours once a week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's right now we're hitting between 3.5 to 4 million listeners weekly worldwide. We've got, we've done a lot of really cool things. And, and at the end of the day, it's just kind of like another thing that I just wanted to do. So we did it. You know what I mean? And I've got a couple of films that I'm waiting for the launch on, like Preacher 6 is coming out soon. Great cast on that. I just did another film with my buddy Robert Davi. I did a quick cameo there. A bunch of different animated series and so forth. I've got a really cool one coming up with a show called God's School, which is on YouTube. I can't say what the name of the character is, but that's pretty awesome.
Cool.
Another really cool thing that's coming up. I can't say what network it's going to, but there's going to be. I'm doing a voice for a big animated series that's going to be on national television, which is really, 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 really cool. So we're going to be doing that and going back to the kids.
That is
kids stuff on that. Yeah, man. And then I'm doing for my buddy Greg Sipes. He has a Noise Network. Noise Nest Network. Which is an animation deal that's going through Viacom. So I don't know what I'm doing for them yet, but when this whole thing went down, I actually had a couple of scripts that were coming my way, but they needed to get approved by Viacom, and now obviously everything was shut down. So I'm waiting on those.
Yeah. I know,
scripts,
it's throwing everything off.
So it sounds like you're a Renaissance man. You got your fingers in a whole bunch of pies.
I try. It's just so many. I'm one of those guys that is like, if I want to, do the things that I wish to see done, you know what I mean? And just kind of like put my hands in every cookie jar, because at the end of the day, you only live once, and, the opportunity knocks, you got to go, answering that door. And, I've really enjoyed being able to kind of, get into a bunch of different fields and enjoy the fruits as well as all the BS.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's
you can swear on our show. I know you guys are
That's
clean
right.
on yours because you guys broadcast on an FM station, correct?
Yeah, which I believe that deal we just literally within the last couple of weeks broke out of.
Okay.
So what do you call my engineers handle those deals. So I'm pretty sure that we just popped off. It was an FM channel. I'm
And
not
now
going to
you're
give them
going
a pop.
blue.
So
right.
yeah, but we're still gonna we deal with like a bunch of national brands and a lot of the people that sponsor me and so forth, as well as the show, that I try to stay clean, regardless.
Yeah, no, I get it, and we don't really give a shit. So we're, actually, the acronym for our show is SHIT. Stupid Humans Internet Talk Show. SHIT. We are the number
That's
2
amazing.
podcast on the internet today.
That's right.
Fantastic.
Our sponsors are fun-loving people, so they don't care what we say; they just want listeners. So, and Mikey P down at the end of my console, he is a rock star and a Renaissance man himself. He just he signed a big contract with Netflix just last week.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he gives him
congratulations.
he gives him $9 a month and they let him watch his movies.
Oh.
Oh God. That fucking tire's got no tread left on it.
No, Monkey is he has actually an unemployed rock star. Not because he's unemployed because of the coronavirus. He's a lead guitarist in a band called Double Down, and they're phenomenal. They're really really talented guys. I've seen them out several times, and they'll be doing a couple of our big festivals. But who knows what's going to happen this year?
Who the hell knows?
Festival in a bubble.
Yeah,
everybody's going to get their own little bubble of bounce around.
We're trying. What the hell are you guys doing down in Long Island for entertainment? Just staring out the window, or
well,
watch the neighbors bitch at each other.
Well, one is it's nice to be completely honest. It's nice to be home because I'm constantly out touring. So to be home and just chill with my wife and kids is fantastic for me. And as of right now, we're not sick of each other yet, which is a positive.
Good. No fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
We just started playing that stupid Animal Crossing game, so we've been on that for the last couple of days.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have played that yet on Switch.
No, actually, I'm not even. No, we're too old to play video games, dude. It's what it boils down to.
I've got Pong. Is it anything like that?
And I actually have the table still, so he's playing by himself.
That's right. Nothing new about that.
First of all, you're never too old to play video games. I'm 45. I'm probably older than all of you.
No, I mean, we're all actually you're the baby of the group. We're all over 50. So get
out of here.
Yeah. We are the stupid humans adult version.
That's right. We just never grew up.
That's right. Yeah, I'm holding on to 13.
That's right. For dear life.
Well, when you guys are down on the island, you'll come down and check out the GHR studios.
Absolutely, absolutely.
On our green room, we've got all the old school games. You'll be kids in candy shops.
In our green room, we got a roll of toilet paper.
There you go.
Not because it's a commodity, because it's actually the bathroom and it's painted green.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Go wait in there. Help
right.
yourself to a drink.
That's right.
Well, that's what you should do when people come in. You'd be like, hey, go into the green room. There you go. That's perfect.
Right. Don't play with the toilet fish.
One-stop shop, right?
That's right.
Now tell me, I know toilet paper is a premium everywhere, but on Long Island, it's a fucking island. So, I mean, things are a lot harder to get out there. Has anyone risen to the top of the crime scene as far as like a Tony Montana sort of figure in the world of toilet paper yet, or is that not happening?
There's some disgusting people out there, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. They're doing. I'm surprised that nobody's really been arrested for it yet, because these people are animals. It's really it's disgusting and it's pathetic at the same time. There are people that are legitimately taking stuff out of elderly people's carts at the supermarket, that if somebody actually if a man or a woman gets it, puts it in their cart, and then somebody else goes and they take it right out when they have their back turned.
Same thing's happening here. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
Well, you're not far. You said you're in Rochester.
Yeah, we're in upstate New York. Yeah. We're 5 hours away from you. We're up on Lake Ontario.
It depends on which end of the island. Christ, one end of the island's 5 hours. The other end, I think, is like 13.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
On Riverhead, it's forever.
Yeah. Whereabouts are you living? How far from the city are you?
Well, it depends. On a good day, 45 minutes. Okay. On a bad day, 4 hours. You know how it is.
Yeah, I get it. I did some business down in Ronkonkoma or wherever it is.
That's where
that's about 45 minutes from me. A half hour, 45 minutes from me. Yeah.
All right.
I like right in between Ronkonkoma and Manhattan.
All right.
So cool. You know where the Nassau Coliseum is?
Yeah.
That's the town I grew up in, and I'm about 5 to 10 minutes from there. So. What do you call it? So I'm not far from there at all. But Long Island is. I mean, it's getting hit hard. I just found out that that one of my co-hosts, one of my partners, Steve, just got tested positive for the coronavirus. So
you're all gonna get tested.
Yeah. So I haven't seen him because we've been in quarantine for 2 weeks. So I haven't seen him. Okay. So we haven't been to the studio together. So that's a positive. But
so what are your big plans coming out of this thing? What do you once this thing all breaks loose, what do you got, as far as when you hit the road again, what'll be your first stop, you hope?
It's such a weird thing, because we're so unsure. Like I've been I've been back and forth with a bunch of my other friends in the industry that, we all do the signings at the Comic Cons and all that jazz. And, we're all kind of figuring out, all right, well, what happens next? And the reason for that is because everything that we had booked for the next X amount of time,
Sure.
and I don't just do the cons, you're talking about, I do all the foodie events, I do, hosting and judging and, this, that, and the next thing for the Comic Cons. And, so it's like a whole bunch of different type of events that all got completely not canceled, but they've all been pushed back to September or October and so forth. So now I don't know what's going to happen if any of these events are going to coincide with the other events that I have towards the end of the year.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm either going to be crazy, like a chicken without a head, or I'm going to be, pardon my French, shit out of luck because, at the end of I know it's fair use here. I forget. What do you call it? Or if I'm going to be screwed, I might be screwed. I might not be getting to do half this stuff that I was planning on doing because I'm booked somewhere else.
Right.
So, where, when you're talking about, I get paid for being myself and I go out and this is how I make my money. Well, some of it, I also own the businesses, but there are a lot of people that don't own the businesses. They don't have the branding out there. They're out there. They bank on getting, selling signatures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a weird situation, and yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So I don't mean to interrupt you, but so let's talk about that. So you get paid to go as a guest appearances at the cons all over the country. So is it because you rolled around on the mat with guys in sweaty tights, or is it because of the comic books and stuff that you produced?
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
It depends on which con. The positive is that I have so many different things under my belt that they kind of will bring me in for different things. In terms of the pro wrestling world, I'm not a marquee guy. I never was a marquee guy per se, but I have a good name and a solid name. I've been around for a long time. So I have a very good fan base in the wrestling world.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I also get people like I did, have people bringing me in because I was a child actor on PBS. You know what I mean? Then I'll do other things where, from the comic books, I'll do on the comic side. Then other things from when I did a food series for 3 seasons. So I'll be, in doing foodie things. The cons, they bring me in because it's a mixture of everything. And I'm just, it's just a pop culture name. So,
now,
it is what it is.
Have you been up our way?
Worse, right?
Brickman, have you been to Rochester?
Yeah, I've been to the Rock.
Okay.
I used to sign at the Rochester Comic Con every year. RockCon. I was there for 3-4 years in a row. Yeah,
Nice.
And now, what do you call it? I haven't been there in a couple of years though. So, but yeah, no, I used to go there and get the what are they called? The trash cans, trash plates,
Garbage plates. Yeah.
Garbage plates.
Garbage plates. The garbage plate
Yep.
is a Rochester icon.
Now we know. Now we really know you've been here.
If you haven't had a garbage plate, then you haven't been to Rochester.
That's right.
That's how we look at it.
Yeah, it's not official.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a minute. But what do you call it? Yeah, no, definitely. Always had a good time when I was out there. So.
Now, what's one of the dumbest things you've seen at some of these Comic Cons? You had to have seen your share. I mean, what's one that sticks out in your mind?
I mean, there's a lot, man. I mean, everything from I mean, it's something personal to me or something that is
just something that just struck you as holy Christ, that's dumb.
Well,
or stupid.
I'll give you a personal one. So there was a guy who, what do you call it? Was a bit of a stalker of mine, and he was friendly. It turned out he was friendly with somebody that was internal. They stole a shit ton of stuff from me. And then the following weekend, after I went through the cops wouldn't do anything because I didn't have the cameras up at the time, the whole 9 yards. They stole a shit ton of stuff from me. I showed up at the con. I'm sitting in Celebrity Row signing, and fans start coming over with Brimstone products. And I'm like,
Where'd you get that?
Where'd you get that?
Yeah, I'm like, where'd you get that? They're like, well, your guys said that you weren't here this weekend. I'm like, my guy? What do you mean, my guy? And apparently they set up at the same Comic-Con and were selling and trying to sell my shit.
Did you put him in a figure 4?
Well,
right.
if I beat the shit out of them, I'd be the one going to jail.
Right.
But you know, the promoter shut them down real quick,
Yeah, I
and,
bet.
Nice.
we went to legal after that, and I won. So
Well,
You
at
know,
least you caught him.
the silver lining though is that you had a stalker. There is only you have to reach a certain level of celebrity to have a stalker.
It's
I
true.
think.
It's absolutely true.
No.
We haven't reached that level yet.
No,
Then
we're
I'd
sitting
rather
on our
not have
hands.
that level.
No, understandable.
Yeah,
Understandable.
Yeah.
if all of our fans had coronavirus, we wouldn't get it.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're young. I mean, not in age, but we're new to this game.
Right,
We're
right.
new to we're new to the whole podcasting thing. And it's just something we decided that we were going to do. You know, I've been kind of working on it for about a year. And you know, we've had similar career paths. You know, I haven't been funny. I didn't do stand up. I didn't have a radio show. I wasn't a childhood actor. So actually, we have no parallels.
You acted
whatsoever.
out a lot.
But no, one of the things I did read in your bio, which was really cool, that you know, you're a spokesperson for the Stan Lee Foundation, and I back in the early 2000s, 2001, I had a licensing deal with Marvel to create a product for them called Marvel in Motion, which was basically an animated comic book. Using their existing platforms, all their existing comic books, and we basically took the cells of the original comic books and animated them and added voiceover and sound effects, and it was a little miniature CD-ROM that people could use on their computers. But you know, it was back in the day when you know, there was really no speed. You know, nobody had T1 lines, and it wasn't the wireless that we have today. So you know, video was still kind of a thing. You know, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun working with Bill Jemis and Joe Quesada. You know, I was down in New York City for, you know, about 6 months, 3 weeks out of every month, and working side by side with those guys. So we had a great time. But Stan Lee, what a great guy. I loved him, man. I didn't have a lot of exposure to him, but when I read that, I was like, we got to talk about this, because Stan's...
Yeah. Stan was a great man. I loved Stan so much, and I was devastated. I lost Stan, my mother, and my uncle-in-law in the same year, followed by Peter Mayhew, Chewbacca,
Right.
If you don't know who he is.
Oh, yeah, of course.
There's like a lot of friends, Adam West, like all in like the span of like a couple of months. And but Stan really it hit hard. You know, loved the man to death. We had met years ago, and you know, I was in with his camp. I was in with him, and you know, every time I'd be in LA, I had to stop in and visit him over at his PAL Studios, and you know, when they asked if I would do the celebrity spokesperson thing for it, I was like, I'm in, because I was already in. I was in the industry. I was doing it. I was already signing at all the conventions, and I always did the Kids Day, and basically it's literacy and children. So I have my kids' books as well as the comics. So I was like, yeah, no problem. We can push this,
Nice.
simultaneously with doing the readings, and you know, because Stan was too busy. As much as Stan would have loved to do it, he really had not much to do with the, you know, with the
What was the foundation? What
foundation?
Stan
Literacy
Lee's.
Well, no, I get
Stanley
it.
Foundation,
Right, but
yeah,
what
it's still
is
going?
what is the cause?
Literacy in children.
Oh,
You know, it's to
nice.
promote literacy in children.
I'll
yeah.
tell you
So-
what, that's dead on, man. I was a comic book maniac when I was a kid, and that really was the thing that just, you know, whether it was Richie Rich or X-Men or, you know, Conan, Batman, it didn't matter. Spider-Man, holy crap, those things were fantastic. Yeah, those things.
No,
were
it's
great.
pretty banging, man. I
This-
like the
like
comic book world is just it's just an interesting vibe, man. And there's a lot of amazing people in it, and you know, it's just a cool place to kind of be. You know, doing the cons is just it's opened the doors to a lot of things that and a lot of people that I hadn't necessarily known before, but now have become very, very good friends. You know?
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
absolutely.
Yeah, it is kind of a family down there. We went to the Javits Center for the not the Comic-Con, but it was the Franchise Expo, and there was a lot of fans there. It was open to the public, and it was really warm. How everybody was just kind of, you know, embraced everybody. You know, there were, you know, you had every comic book guy in the world just, you know, giving each other information and you know, critiques, and it was all positive. I mean, I had a lot of fun with you know, the people, the after parties and that type of thing. I mean, you know, it's a kind of a great little world. I mean, artists are artists, you know, and I think that once you achieve that level and you can get yourself printed, you know, they're really open to.
Well, it's fantastic. You know,
Yeah.
you can actually be talented in art and have a career and actually survive. You know, which is not
Well,
something that
you'd think,
Well.
but don't be
Yeah.
it's the same thing as celebrity. At the end
Right.
of the day, to being a big artist, being a big celebrity, being a big musician, you have a preconceived notion, and you think
Right.
that people are making the money that you think they're making, and they're really not.
Right.
So, that's why a lot of the artists do all these conventions,
Sure.
is because they're trying to make up and make that money so that they don't have to work a second job.
Sure.
Marvel and DC don't pay a ton of money. I mean, you're talking about, the page rates are very, very low, and it's a lot of work, and it's a constant churn and burn, which is also why a lot of artists now, what they do is they utilize the company to build the name if they can get in, and then they take that, then they go out on the con circuit and they do a lot of commissions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's specialty shops too now. When I was a kid, when we were all kids, comic books were at every single gas station.
They were everywhere.
Yeah.
They were everywhere. They were ubiquitous. Nowadays you will not find them unless you are in a, like Millennium Games here in Rochester. That'll have graphic novels, and there's a couple other comic book shops, but you step outside of those, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's totally different. The world has changed. You know what I mean? Because it's all on the internet. That's why.
But they're missing out on comic book. Where the hell are comic? I guess I'm not tied into
kids
that
don't
world.
read anymore. That's the problem. The kids don't
Maybe
read.
that's what it is.
Yeah, they don't read anymore.
Yeah.
Plus
I
we're
remember
fucking
back.
old.
I remember back even 20 years ago. That when they did the origins for Wolverine. They were only doing 50,000 copies. They were only doing 50,000 copies,
Right.
and 10 years before that, they would have sold out in 3 days.
Yeah.
And you can still probably find them out there now. You know what I mean? They're just it's not it's unfortunate. It's a dying art.
But who knows? Maybe shit'll turn around. Like vinyl came back.
Yeah, it's true. But it's on a smaller level. So
That's why I held on to that old
record
That's
player.
why I have that 1964 frickin'
Oh, where's your car?
behemoth. This thing is a behemoth in my garage. It's all woven speakers and press wood and a turntable. Oh my God, it's so old.
All right, so I would love for you to promote your show. So how do people find you?
Well, you can find me. I do 2 different shows. I do Within Brimskin is every Tuesday. It's kind of my rant show. It's about every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go to withinbrimskin.com and it goes right to the iHeart page.
Great.
And then you can also go to the Grindhouse Radio, thegrindhouseradio.com, where you can just go onto anywhere you stream your favorite podcast.
You got them on
The
everywhere.
Grindhouse Radio. You hop on there. What do you call it? Every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. We have an array of different crazy people that pop on in terms of whether it's music that you love or anime or voice stuff or TV, film. There's somebody on. We have a different name on each week that
Nice.
either I've known for years or I've become friendly with or I just pulled out of my ass.
That's what I do every fucking Sunday morning.
yeah.
Who wants to come in today?
Little leprechaun.
basically, it's funny because over the years, you go through your phone. It's like, all right, well, we usually back when we used to schedule 2 to 3 guests on a show, which we realized real quick that just was not a smart thing to do. One, it was just too much, and 2, it was just you didn't get to put your own personality out there either. And where I've already been there, done that. People tune in for me. I had to make sure that my co-hosts kind of got love also, so people needed to know, who they were and what they were doing. So
Now, is that
we
Amy?
wound up
Amy or Kim? What's the girl's name?
Kim.
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 That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like the
we
little
do-
segments you guys do in the beginning with the kid that reads all your all the sponsors without coming up for air. He does it in one take.
Deep.
It's really funny.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the one that's currently has the corona right now.
Oh,
So.
for crying out loud! Well, I hope he's going to be okay. He seems young
I
enough.
hope so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 30, so he should be all right.
Yeah, he's in that.
We have it's so weird because we're doing everything at home right now, and we had to wait because we're endorsed by Bayer Dynamic, and so we have all the mics that we need in studio. We also have all the travel mics, Zoom, Zoom. We have all those mics and the board for touring. But we didn't have anything for at home to utilize, at home. So we're sitting here scrambling, going,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, what are we going to do now?" Like idiots, because we just never thought this would be the case.
Well, yeah.
So we wound up getting, because we're familiar with, instead, because Bayer Dynamic is closed right now, so it's not like I could go get stuff from them. So now we wound up picking up a bunch of the, what do you call it? Oh my god, I can't believe I just blanked out. The blue Yetis.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
black
blue
version. So we
Yetis,
got
that's-
we
yeah.
have setups. Yeah,
That'll
we
work.
have the setup in each one of our homes. So this way we could do that, do it on online, and they'll be able to mix it and so forth, and it'll sound better. But like last week's show, I mean, the sound quality was just, ace in compared to what we normally do. It was just so weird. It was so weird not doing it in the studio. Do you guys normally do it in the studio, or do you guys do it in separate areas?
No, we do it in the studio, and if you can't make it, we go without you, pretty much. So, but
Hey,
we're
we-
actually pretty lucky, though, up here in New York State. We only have, I think, 350 cases, and out of 750,000 people. So we're actually in a pretty good area, and we're practicing social distancing. I mean, Mike and Boz are a little too close together for for comfort purposes, but neither one of them is going to get me sick, so I'm good. Anyway, no, so no, and we're not tech savvy, so you're like, hey, can we zoom in on this one? And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Yeah, we don't do video. We're only doing this audio. We're doing it in one take. You know why we're doing it in one take? Because we don't know how to edit it. So
Fair enough.
yeah, so
that would allow our vanity to come into play.
Oh, yeah.
That's not good.
yeah, no, it's not good.
Just
at all.
let it
So,
roll.
Now, as we evolve, we're going to go ahead and get some of the audio engineers and the people that are required to get us online visually.
Yes.
But yeah, I got a face for radio. So does Mike, and
Yeah.
and Boswell. We can't even describe how ugly he is. I mean, fucking buckle up. He's
Oh.
fucking ugly.
What are friends for?
Wow. I could feel the love. I feel the love there. Oh,
Well,
my Lord.
Well, I got to say, my mom did say she loved me, but I'm not really sure that I believe her.
Yeah. She said, "What a treasure," and the dad said,
Wow.
"Yeah, let's bury it."
Oh, let's dig out some Rodney.
Wow.
Yo.
When I was born, the doctor didn't slap me; it slapped
Wow.
my mother.
Oh, that's his worst impression ever. And I'm working on getting it. I don't have a soundboard, and I've been trying to do these apps and wirelessly Bluetoothing it into my panel, into my board, and it's just on such a bad delay. I've got like all kinds of snoring effects and sound effects and car crash effects for Mike and his bad jokes.
That's right.
And I can't get to them fast
know.
enough. So I'm going to be calling you offline because I see you got a whole panel full of fun stuff to use. So. No, but listen, man, you've been a phenomenal guest. I listened to your show. I gotta follow your career. I mean, I don't know what path it's going to take past this, past the grindhouse, but whatever movies you got coming out or whatever projects you're working on, I will follow and stay close. Because your story is amazing, man. I mean, 30 years you've been doing something, and I'm just in awe. I mean, you're the best guest we've ever had on the show.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You're too kind, guys. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah, well, man, stay in touch, and I'm very, for anybody who's listening, I'm very involved on Instagram. So if anybody has Instagram, @TheRealBrimstone, I'm verified there. You'll know it's me.
Perfect. Did somebody try to steal your name?
Yeah, they've done
Sons
that
of bitches.
multiple times, and somebody has the Brimstone name there before I got to it, and I actually had to take it back on Facebook, so I was able to get Facebook.com/Brimstone is my professional page.
Nice.
That one is verified too, so it's me. The only one that hasn't verified me is Twitter, and then also the only one that didn't give me back my name, which was really weird. Yeah.
Okay,
but,
one last question. How did you get the name? Is there a
that's
story to
long
that?
story.
Is a long
Yeah.
story? Okay, well, we'll just save it
it's
for
not that long. I mean, it's all right. So when I started training for professional wrestling, I was on Long Island, and you guys kind of know the layout, somewhat, sorta. From Long Island to Queens was the place I started training. It's called the Doghouse, which is also Long Island Wrestling Federation. So it was a trip. Every time we'd have to go in, we'd go back and forth. I would be myself and a couple of my buddies, and we were training there. And we had such a long ride. And at the beginning, you're not supposed to think of a name, but I come from an entertainment background. I was, I know that one of the most important things that is the name. It's the brand.
Right.
So you need to be able to build off that brand no matter what you do. And I wanted something that would be memorable and marketable. And I was just, I would sit there, every time we go back and forth and just write down a ton of names, and we go back and forth with each other, to say, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? So I started probably with like a few hundred names. I got it down to 100 names. I got it down to 20, down to 10. And then out of those 10 names, every single time, Brimstone was always there. And I'm like, it could be a tough name. It's not a character that's necessarily going to be losing all the time. It's, in the ring. I have legs. It's not like a character where, you can't do anything with it. I can actually make a social footprint from this and build a brand off of it. And, does it have its challenges? Yeah, because, people seem to think that I'm some devil worshiping guy that, which believes in hell and what, bro, I'm a Jew, and Jews don't believe in hell. You know what I'm saying? Jews don't believe in hell. So you can get it's a gimmick, it's a shtick. I actually just had a big thing with there was another show. I was booked for about 5 shows, you guys being one of them, within this last week, and one of them actually was like all about me, wanted me to come on, and then I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden they're like, well, what you don't align with what we're doing. I'm like, wait, I don't align with what you're doing. Then why'd you book me to begin with? Is because I'm Brimstone, and they thought that I'm some Satan worshiper or something. I don't know what it is. And
wow.
and I had to say, and the funny thing is, I had the same issue with a very big crayon brand. Okay, so I'm not going to give them any props, but I'm sure you can figure out which one it is.
Right, but isn't Brimstone a color in the 64 box?
No, well, probably,
or the 128.
They invited myself and my family there. They invited my crew there. They wanted me to come in and do social media there. And then all of a sudden, about 2 hours later, after we set everything up, they called me back and told me that no, we don't align. I'm like, wait, what? So, it's because they're the Bible Belt and so forth. And I go, you do realize that I do so many different things, with kids and that a PC. Sure. I said, I'm like the most PC guy you'll meet. I do, I deal with the brand. I deal with Kikoman, which is over 100-year-old brand. You know what I mean?
That's
worldwide. And yeah, I'm their top influencer.
Nice.
I do, we do, what do you call it? I do mane and tail hair care supplies. I do Homedics. But all these are all household name brands. Wendy's, 7-Eleven. Right. You know what I mean? Like when you look at it, you go, all right, but you don't want to do something with us. Why? It makes no sense. Yeah, so, people have to understand it's a gimmick. It's like when you're watching a movie, if somebody plays the killer in a movie, do you think they're the killer in real life? No, it's not. It's right. A freaking, they're acting, so.
And those are the same people that think that Tom Cruise is smart because he played a lawyer. So it doesn't matter.
There you go.
Yeah. And Stanley Kubrick set up the moon landing. Whatever.
But so that's how I got the name.
Well, that's a great name, and because of that name, you went and picked yourself up some fire, which is that beautiful Danielle bride of yours, right?
Yes.
Look at that, fire and brimstone.
Awesome. Yeah,
I did a little research. I had to find out a little bit of stuff on you, so I did. You sent me some stuff, but I went a little deeper, and I love your show, man. It's really talent. I mean, you guys have a lot of talent. You got great chemistry. Unlike us who just keep walking all over each other's lines. But listen, I can't thank you enough.
You guys are great. You guys were great.
Yeah, I can't thank you enough, man. And we are we'll cut this up and we don't cut it up. We'll just add the intro and post it online. But we'll tag you in it so that maybe you could share it and send over a couple 4 or 5 million of your listeners and blow us up a little bit.
Absolutely. Definitely shoot me over the info and we'll post it out there. And I already mentioned I was going to be on this past week. So
fantastic. Well, it's Stoopid, STOOPID humans. That's right. Internet talk show.
Very cool. If you guys have any artwork, just let me know and I'll shoot it out.
Oh, you're the best. And I will send that out to you. You'll get stuff from me tomorrow. All right, my friend. Well, have a great day. Be well. Give your best to your friend, our best to your friend for his COVID ID.
That's right.
Thank you.
And hope everybody stays healthy, and we'll talk to you soon.
Right back at you. Thanks for
my
having me
friend.
on, guys. Be
Ciao.
well.
You're the best. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, how about that for our first celebrity interview?
I'm going to read a card against humanity. I had one answer. I didn't. I might have read this one. My daughter fucking my boyfriend.
You did.
I think he's trying to.
Why didn't you go back to that?
I think he's still trying to steal the
So
outcome victory.
So you're going with the last card, which is I have solved politics. My solution is
My daughter fucking my boyfriend.
Boss is over there mixing up his
But
fucking
I have
cards.
a card that says my buddy Jeffrey. I mean,
My
you can't
buddy
write that shit.
Jeffrey.
That's right.
Oh, Jeffrey, leave that man alone. Jeffrey. Oh,
It'd only be
Jeffrey's
better if it's
4 years
Jeffrey
old.
Dahmer.
We know a Jeffrey. With
Oh,
Jeffrey.
do you?
He's from
Dahmer
Clark
ain't
County.
shit, man. On a Sunday with no open liquor stores, I make him look like a vegetarian, man. He ain't nothing. He's a has-been.
Has bent.
Yesterday's news. But you know what? I will tell you, though, those
He's
comics...
getting more talkative now. Have you noticed, Mike? He finished that fucking gallon of wine, and now
Holy
he's
Christ.
ready to go.
That's some serious
You know,
shit.
I will have to just throw it out there that comic books back in the day in the stores, and
Yeah.
Mom would tug you along, let's go to the store, and you'd be like, yeah, let's go to the store.
Yeah.
And you'd run in there, and you'd like be right over to that rack. With
Yeah,
like a,
I'd stay there forever.
like you're sliding into home. And
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, she could walk around that store for 2 hours. I'm cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
find me some comics.
That's
mean,
right.
yeah.
I got some comic books, man.
Back
I'm
in the
good.
days, at the summer camp and the summer house and sitting back reading
Yep.
those comics in the sun.
Oh, yeah,
it was,
absolutely,
it was a good
dude.
thing, man.
Oh yeah,
It was a good
yeah.
thing.
I mean, yeah, it was nothing better than that, except for maybe finding a
Because
Playboy under Ted's bed.
you didn't have it was cartoons for like what 3.5 hours on a Saturday morning. Besides that, TV sucked
Right.
for the most part.
Yeah, I mean,
You
we
know,
didn't have anything.
There was fucking nothing, man. Comic books were the shit. And then, there'd always be like an older brother or something. And he was done with his comic books. So it was one time, my buddy Eric, he had an older brother. He must have had a dozen full U-Haul boxes that were in the attic, and he brought them down. These are Conan #1. Shit like that. I mean, off the hook. And comic books were really important to me, and right up until my friend Paulo introduced us to the Playboys he found.
You okay over there? You okay over there? Huh?
Yeah,
What-
I
what?
never knew. Once you learn what a pussy looks like, comic books tend to take a back seat.
That's
Real
yeah,
quick,
what?
yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to
that's-
be so crass.
But they
No, I
did.
don't.
But they
No,
did serve their
that's what the show's
purpose
about.
and fill that void, and you moved on.
Yeah, I moved on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when I'm older, I come back to it.
The
I'm
comic
like,
books. Yeah, I've already seen that.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, the fucking Playboy thing kind of ran its course.
So, disclaimer, Jen, if you're still listening, turn off now because Mike is going to be sleeping on the couch and the living room isn't done yet. The carpet isn't in yet.
Hey, now
Hey, what's wrong with sleeping on the couch?
I got it. Yeah. Fucking
When
sometimes the
you're married?
couches are better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to be in bed.
No, if you
There you
throw
go.
me out,
Well,
I'm
look out
sleeping
the-
on my bed.
Hey, look out the window. There goes that goofy guy with all that crazy. What the hell is that?
I don't know. What's he wearing? I
Oh,
can't see.
he's-
I can't see it from my
He's
corner.
related to.
He must be colorblind the way he dresses himself, but he was
That's
like
Benny
boogieing
the
out there.
Boombox. That's Benny the Boombox bum. That's his cousin. That's right. Betty.
Benny.
That's right. We always have some interesting characters cruising by
Oh,
the
yeah.
studio.
Speaking of interesting characters, I mean,
Yes.
did you read the guy's bio, Brimstone's bio? I mean, the guy has.
I
Done,
trusted your reading of it.
Yeah, Sesame Street and Romper Room, all the way through WWE or WWF. I mean, the guy's had a great career. I mean, it's just the comic books he's
busy.
created. He's got barbecue sauce. I don't think the guy fucking sleeps.
Jesus.
I mean, he can't. I mean, you get a chance, take a look at that bio.
it's
that he
got to be.
sent you.
Yeah, that's like
It's-
OCD, man.
Yeah,
Just
just
one thing to the
constant,
next, to the next, to the
constant.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pump the brakes, fella. Come up for air.
Holy
Come up
shit.
for air.
You know what's funny?
I don't know.
He
You
kept
tell
saying,
me.
"What do you call? What do you call?" That is so,
It's so
Long
Long Island.
Island.
I know, what do you call?
It is so Long Island. And
That's-
animals.
that-
The animals.
Yeah.
Animals or bananas. Those guys are bananas. That is such a lot. Coffee. I'm going to get some coffee because I'm an animal. I mean, just what do you call?
What do you call? Yeah, it's
It's so
That's basically
Yes, it's
It's
my
the Long
father says it.
The Long Island
Yeah, my father says it.
Yeah, the long.
What do you call? What do you call? I don't know. Or they did that. Remember we talked about with Tina? Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That it's like all these double negatives like,
You think Jay should go to the store? No.
no. Think we should kill him? No.
No. No. No.
That's
It's
right.
question, comma, no.
That's right.
Question mark.
That's right. That's right.
You guys are funnier and shit. And sitting between you, I think I'm gonna have whiplash before I get out of here.
I told you not to turn your fucking head. I told you not to bother.
How the hell can you not, man?
That's why we got. I'm going to put a big screen monitor up there, and we'll do it on camera.
That's right.
I have not laughed this hard since I bought all the toilet paper at Wegmans.
Look at that setup. That fucker was coming, man.
6 fucking cards worth.
That setup came on a 747. Oh, it was like a compliment sandwich.
Yeah,
it was. It was kind of so.
Look at that black cat across the parking lot just backed up and sprayed on that open for takeout side.
Nice.
That's fucked up.
He's like, yeah, fuck takeout. I don't get fed nearly as much with takeout as I do with dine-in.
He's definitely not a Coca-Cola fan.
But he's a lot safe. But he's a lot safer now.
Hey, well, fucking get your sights on him.
That's right. Well, at least he's not a bat. Because I hear they're having a hard time right now. They're not the world's most favorite animal.
No. Bats have fallen in their
yes,
livelihood.
yes.
Like ability scale.
Yeah.
But
that's so much fun anymore.
But the ironic thing, there's one behind the front door of everybody's home.
Well, that's true.
A baseball bat.
Hey.
It's spelled the same.
Yeah, that's right.
They do a little different though.
Hey, when you're stupid with 2 O's, you can't distinguish the difference.
I can't distinguish the difference.
No.
I'm stupid with 3 O's.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, but when we
That's because you stutter.
When you name the show Stupid Humans, I mean, we're not exempting ourselves from that.
No, absolutely not. No,
We're-
you can
we're
add as many
actually-
fucking zeros you want.
Yeah.
Or O's. Zeros.
Yeah. When the world is full of morons, we would that label could apply to us at any particular
Oh,
time.
absolutely. It does. I mean, we talked about it.
That's
in our
right.
first fucking episode. I mean,
That's right,
shit my pants stories.
Yeah.
It's still funny.
I'm still thinking we should do a shit your pants story every week. I just think
yeah.
that's the best.
The shit your pants stories fucking.
It's great.
They
I've
go
got
a long
someone
way.
in mind our next show.
Hey, here, come closer. I got some new material.
Especially it's so timely with the toilet paper being the new gold of the 2020.
I know, right?
That's right.
It's a commodity that's traded on stock exchange. now.
Fucking
It's
hey,
like
man.
invest in toilet paper.
But in all seriousness, I got to inject here. It's like, have you run into this, like, call in your order and, like, you don't even have to get out of your car and people will bring it right to you?
Oh yeah, I mean, and like we're not fat enough from doing nothing. You
We're
know
not-
what I mean?
I don't want. I'm even talking about like supply houses and shit, bro.
Yeah, everything.
It's like we're not going to want to go back from that once we've been there.
It's
Yeah, you're like,
You're
get
going to
out
call
of
up.
my
You
car?
call up the supply house. He's like, "Are you in the store?" No, I'm looking at you through the window.
Yeah,
That's right. Bring it up to me,
I
please.
love it.
Yeah,
we're
I
not.
know.
We're not going to want to go back from that.
It's hard to recoup from being totally fucking pampered to. You
it's
know
like
what I
that
mean?
Wall-E movie. Remember the Wall-E where they cruise around in those levitating fucking golf carts and they've got gigantic sippy cups and and everybody's just they can't even walk. It's been so long since they did anything for themselves. They just watch TV and eat food and float around in their fucking golf carts. Yeah.
Any
That's
chance we
it,
can?
baby.
Any chance we can send Josh?
You need another drink there, Boz?
Any chance we can send Josh over to the liquor store? I'm not too proud to beg, man. I'll let him pick it out.
Actually, we're probably going to run for about 10 more minutes, then we're going to go to drink beverage, fella. How's that?
Oh yeah.
What are you pointing at there?
Oh, that black cat. He's got a nice strut going across the parking lot. He's all relieved.
Oh,
That's right. Now that he's sprayed down.
I see what's going on with that. Red shoes, combat fatigues on the bottom, some kind of pink and camo
That's her
backpack.
that's that person's fourth trip. They have been walking back and forth about 100 yards doing a round trip.
She's panhandling.
I
She's
think
looking for a couple of bucks.
I think you
Help
need
her
to
out,
bring.
fella.
I think you need to bring her in here.
No. That looks like coronavirus to me.
That looks like
Looks a little bit more than that.
Yeah, yeah, no, because these microphones will never be the
It's
same.
going to be a health hazard.
Yeah,
There's going to be a health hazard of one type or another.
yeah. No, that's gonna be an on. So I got the interns downstairs. Those fucking pinhead wits that that can't speak English downstairs. I'm gonna send them out remotely and do interviews with those people that walk up and down the streets.
That'd be
panhandling.
great.
Boom.
Yeah, and then we'll record it, and then we'll do little games
And
with them. But yeah, we're gonna do all kinds of fun
Josh
stuff.
Toothy he can ask them if they know any superlatives.
Superlative. They're fucking superlatives.
Oh, my neck.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Holy
These
God.
kids don't even know we're picking on them. They don't listen to the show, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, if you were standing right in front of them and said it point blank to their face, they would still look like at you with a dumb look on their face.
Huh? What?
What?
That's right.
Huh?
That's right.
Huh?
Like I don't know what's going to happen when we're gone.
Huh?
Wake up, pinheads! Wake
I'd
up!
worry that they'd turn us into Soylent Green, but you got to have a plan to pull off shit like that.
Oh, I
so
know.
we're safe. You got to get up before noon, motherfucker.
That's right. All right, real quick word from our sponsor, DTF, Deliciously Twisted Flavors, you perverts. They've got the best e-liquid on the market, and now that New York State is illegal, you're going to have to buy your buy your DTF Deliciously Twisted Flavors e-liquid online for the next till July 1st or whenever Cuomo passes the bill. 45 days from there. So stock up at vapedtf.com. You can get peach kiwi lemonade. You get apple cinnamon cereal, which is Apple Jacks. It's an award winner. It's unbelievable. You got blue raz slushy. You got grape pixie stick, and you've got vanilla ice cream with rainbow sprinkles. It's available in 0, 3, and 6 in sub-ohm juice, and also 35 and 50 Nick salt Nick juices. So stop by. You get 2020. If you put that in the coupon code, you get 20%. And if you get 2 bottles, it's free shipping. So
hell yeah!
I mean,
you can't go wrong.
No,
and you know what? Even if they're not in New York, they got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, that's true. That's true because they are a New York-based company. So, but if you're a New York store, if you're a New York customer, you need to stop by the Liquid Cloud Lounge at 701 Monroe Avenue and stockpile up on your DTF. Deliciously Twisted Flavors, you perverts.
Yeah, buddy.
Did you guys see that white Subaru just pull in?
No, but you're throwing gang symbols out at him. What the fuck?
Yeah, don't do that.
If you saw the generic homemade whale's tail they had on the back of that, they had like electrical tape racing stripes on that shit.
Oh, nice.
Only on the bumper. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
That's Tiger King cool.
Yeah, that's
I'm trying to figure out
that's
what the
a
hood
new
scoop
that's
was.
a new level of cool.
That's right.
Tiger King cool.
That's
I'm
right.
still trying to figure out what that aftermarket hood scoop is. I think it might be my missing 8x8 brownie pan.
Dude.
Brownie pan.
Business in front, the party in the back.
That's right. Wow. This is one hell of a show, fellas. One hell of a show.
Definitely different.
All right, so let's recap real quick. Brimstone, fantastic. If you in the market for a new podcast to listen to, The Grindhouse Radio. The Grindhouse Radio is hosted by Brimstone and a cast of characters. It's a lot of fun. You can find it on any of the platforms. Don't forget about Stoopid Humans. StoopidHumansThePodcast.com and Stoopid, STOOPID, thepodcast at gmail.com. You can send over your complaints, your concerns, your whatevers. You can just tell us you love us. You can tell us you hate
bills.
us. If you have a problem with our show, feel free to write them on the back of a $50 bill, and we'll gladly consider them.
Absolutely.
We thank you, Boz. You're the best. We're so glad that you came in and just drank in front of us.
And it's the first time I've ever seen anybody lick the inside of a wine bottle.
It's incredible. It was incredible that he made it all the way to the bottom.
I know.
If ever you find yourself in a position where you need another sacrificial lamb, I'm here for you, brother.
That's right. And girls, if you're single and you're interested in a guy that can lick his eyebrow, Boz is available.
It's not that the tongue is long, but the eyebrows are long. They really need to open up those barbers and hairstylists pretty damn soon.
Yeah, we're all starting to look fucking homeless. We're all captive to our own homes, but we're looking homeless.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not shaving because I'm lazy, but I'm looking pretty gruff.
So can I just assume that the Cards Against Humanity is a push, and we'll have to pick this up another day?
I'm actually going to go with you are our winner, but we are definitely going to go with another way. Yeah. Yes, we got to take care of our guests anyway. We want them to come back. So, actually, no, you win a free T-shirt from the Liquid Cloud Lounge, as well as that empty bottle you can take home with you of Woodbridge wine,
and our eternal gratitude as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the one thing that you can always,
and
then the one thing you can always say is, Mike, I've beaten you in 7 stupid questions. You absurd. Crimes Against Humanity division.
You sorry son of a bitch.
And we're never playing again because I can always say I won.
So at least I got that going for me.
That's right.
Which is nice.
It's in the win column.
What else? Okay, so we did that. Check me out on Instagram at McRib. Check out the Stupid Humans Instagram or Twitter at Human Stoopid. HUMANS STOOPID. That's all they would give us. They did apparently some other pinhead, like they stole Brimstone's handle, stole our shit.
Right.
So
it's tough at the top.
It is. Thank you, Upper Michigan, for listening to our show through the Pirate Radio 94.1 live from the Lucky Lizard Lounge. Oh, it's not Pirate Radio. It's Lizard Radio. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. 94.1 Lizard Radio. You guys are the greatest. That's all we have for this show. Everyone want to say goodbye?
Lizard.
Look at it. Hey,
I'm telling you.
I don't know why you dragged me all the way up here from Clark County to verify your story when we never even gotten to it.
We didn't get to it.
It was a 10-house horsepower Gravely. It was, yes. With a 10,000 RPM blade, it was 30 feet away, which means that dog was sucked in at 0.3 seconds. So it is true.
Mama.
There you go.
All right,
I
so
fulfilled my obligation.
if you're trying to figure out what Boz is referring to, is in the last episode I talked about our buddy from Clark County running over a dog's leash and sucking it into the prop of his Gravely, and I said that you cannot write this shit. This is something that has to happen to a bonehead in real life. And that was your verification right there.
Hell yeah.
He would have been charged with a crime if it dislocated Grandma's ankle, but fortunately she was fairly flexible.
Oh, fairly flexible. And in tears.
Capture that soundbite.
Yeah, Grandma was fairly flexible.
That's going to be on the top of the show.
Now I got to understand why that young man doesn't sleep at night.
That's right.
That's all right.
That's wrong.
All right, I'm McRib, and I am out. Thanks, boys, for coming in. Everybody, please be stupid.